Hey YouTube! So today I wanted to try out these Spectrum Noir colors. I found them at EC More. They were on sale for $7.88 instead of their normal price, which was $14.99. So I thought this was a very good deal and I decided to pick a couple up. I'm always interested in trying out new and different alcohol markers. I think it's really nice to have a very large variety of these colors. So yeah, I got the pale hue set and the purple set. And these kind of markers, they have a chisel nib and a bullet nib. And something that I really do like about having all these different kinds of markers is that you do get different tones of markers. No marker company has the same colors as another one. So that's kind of why I picked these up and wanted to try them out. I always like to expand my collection of markers. It's a lot easier to have a more full collection of markers if you're shopping through different brands, because you can always find some cheaper markers and you can get different colors through getting these cheaper markers. Okay, let's open them up. Okay, so my first impressions of these, kind of something I want to mention is they can feel a little bit clunky to hold. They're very wide markers in comparison to like brush markers, which have a round barrel, which I find more comfortable than this hexagon barrel, which is kind of feels a bit weird to hold for me. But that might just be because I'm used to the round barrels of the brush markers and the very skinny barrels that Copics have. And one thing I also don't really like is there's nothing on this barrel. This barrel says the name, the brand of the marker, and that's it. It doesn't say color name or anything, which, I mean, they do look very nice. It's got a very minimalistic look to it, but having only this as your kind of color reference is kind of not great, I don't think. I kind of like having color names because then I can remember the colors easier, I feel. And it's easier to find refills because I think it says that these guys, it says that these guys are refillable, so I feel like it would be a lot easier to remember which markers you need refills for if you had their names. But anyways, yeah, let's see, I think the colors on the caps, they aren't exact, but they do match pretty closely to what lays down on the paper. Yeah, this one may be a little bit off. I mean, it's a light purple still, as you can see, but the cap is a lot lighter than what goes down on the paper. Okay, so what I kind of want to do with these to get more of a comprehensive feel for them, I guess, is color something in. I want to do a full drawing and blend them and everything. I think this would really help me get a better feel for how the markers look in action and all that stuff. gonna take this one and work on this. I don't think I have anything else I can do, right? Not really. Okay, so the first kind of thing I want to mention about these markers is that, again, as I mentioned before, the caps do not match the color, and I found this even more frustrating kind of as I was going in. A lot of, like, the lighter tones are very off. Like, this PP1 and LV1, they have almost the same color as their cap. But when you look at, like, my little color swatch sheet, they are very different colors. This is PP1 and this is LV1. So I found this kind of hard when I was trying to find colors. And if you noticed, I accidentally used the wrong color up here. And it kind of made her look a little bit yellow up there because I used one of the more yellowy colors instead of the skin tone I was using. And that kind of resulted in it looking like she'd been punched in the face because I also got ink on my hand and it smudged up there. So she's got pink yellowy up there, so she looks very bruised. But yeah, I must say, I do like the colors that I did get. I do like having a variety of these violets and purples. I found the LV1 to be a very nice purple. I found it kind of hard to use some of the more vibrant ones, but I tried my best. Not all of these work together very well. I noticed the PLs are kind of more like red purple, while these guys are more of a, I guess, a violet. And again, another thing I want to mention is just like the number codes. I still do not understand them. like the LV colors, all three of them are very different. I don't really see how a lot of the purples are very good for blending. They don't seem like a very good blending match, even though they share the same number codes. And again, that also goes with these FS's. FS3 and FS2 actually look very similar to me. And same with kind of like EB2. EB2 looks like it blend well with the FS3 and FS2. Oh, what is this? Oh my gosh. I forgot I even had this marker, the TN2. But like TN2 and EB2, they look very similar. A lot of these pale colors look very similar. I can't really tell the difference between these two, and I can't really tell the difference between these two. So, that might just be me, but, that's just kind of something I noticed. And overall, I did really enjoy using these markers. I really like the colors I got, again. And one thing I have to say is, I know a lot of people are not very fond of bullet nibs, and I am not one of those people who is fond of them. I much prefer chisel nibs when I have bullet or chisel as my two options. So, yeah, I did think that the nibs worked very well. Well, I didn't think they felt very comfortable at first. I kind of grew more accustomed to it while I was using it. I didn't really think about the marker when I was holding it. And it didn't really bug me. It didn't feel all that clunky in my hand while I was using it. So that was good. Overall, I did really like these markers, and I really hope that I can use them in the future. Kind of, like, another thing I kind of want to mention is that it doesn't look like these really match the colors all that well. But, oh well. Kind of what I wanted to mention is kind of like colors you might want to get if you're going to start off with these markers. You might not want to get the pale hues. I did enjoy this set. It kind of, I don't know, it's kind of for me. I did see the FS6 as being a very nice skin tone, and this did give me a lot more yellows to use, which is something that I've been, like, lacking in a lot. And it gave me a lot of, like, paler yellow tones. And pretty much the only yellows I have are, like, bright yellows from, like, Copic and brush marker. This is, like, the kind of yellow I have. So, yeah, it was nice to get those, but, I'd say, for skin tones, this, FS6 tone, where is it? Right here. This is a very good skin tone, I thought. That's what I used in the skin. I thought it worked very well. And if you're planning on doing like darker skin tones, obviously in the pale hue set there is not really anything for that, but the brown set looks like it's got a lot of range in colors. And sadly, what they don't have is like a skin tone set. They have kind of color sets. And the only kind of sets that kind of go away from the colors are the essentials and the pale hues. I can't really remember what the essentials was, but I didn't get that one because I already had a bunch of colors that were like that. So that could be a very good set for people who are starting with markers to start off with. I can't remember what colors are in that set, but yeah. I really did enjoy these markers though. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye!